You and your dude, and I know you. I know you, baby. I know you.
Number 10. Shayne mistakes Natalie for Shayna.
You were my number one, so.
Really? You were my number one, too.
The love triangle between Shayne, Natalie, and Shayna unfolds in the first episode of the second season. While many of Shayne's comments are cringy, it seems like Natalie brings out a more genuine side of him.
Hi.
Who am I talking to?
I don't know, take a guess.
No, Shayna, there we go.
What?
We feel pretty hopeful about their relationship until the very end of the episode, when the cocky pod dater calls his date by the wrong name.
Oh, that's what I was hoping for. What are you wearing over there? Hello? Hello? Shayna, stop.
It's Natalie.
The mistake is an obvious misstep, but Shayne's reaction after the fact makes the situation somehow worse. He immediately gets defensive and essentially blames the situation on Natalie.
Listen, if you think I'm a dick, I feel like that's kind of weird, no offense, but...
We're surprised the two got engaged at all because his attitude in this moment gets an immediate nope from us. Number 9. Daman and Gigis' intimate fight.
Listen to me. Stop interrupting me. Please, for the love of God.
One of the more explosive couples from the show's earliest season is Daman and Giannina. Many of their fights are recorded, but this interaction is on another level.
Right now. This whole process, it's everything sped up, including the honeymoon stage.
Positioned in two different rooms, the two express their conflicting opinions about their life in the bedroom. They get into the nitty-gritty about things like who initiates intimacy in their relationship.
You know how you tell me this is the best sex of your life? Have you noticed that I don't return the compliment?
For us, hearing about who's better in bed just crosses a line. There is such a thing as TMI, even on a Netflix dating show.
The thing that states differently is I've never initiated with you. You've always initiated it with me.
That's the problem. Thank you so much. Why? Why don't you initiate it?
While neither of them feel butterflies in their stomach, we do feel nausea in ours. Number 8. Shake compares Deepy to his aunt. Shake is a walking red flag, yet he somehow manages to bag the sweet and beautiful Deepy while in the pods.
I think we're both ready to commit to each other, and I'm excited to just connect with you on all these levels.
All these levels.
At first, it gives us hope that she can bring out the best in him. However, we lose faith when the veterinarian starts to compare his fiancée to an older female family member.
I'm not physically attracted to her. It feels like I'm with my aunt or something.
Although he never directly says as much to Deepy, he does to Jarrett and Shayne. Not being attracted to a person is fine, but the way Shake strings Deepy along while undermining her attractiveness behind her back is beyond icky.
I feel like I'm with, like, a family member sometimes.
Oh.
She reminds me so much of my aunt.
Number 7. Bartis calls Raven a smoke show. Although they connected in the pods, Bartis and Raven ultimately end up with different fiancés.
Hi, baby.
Hello?
So good. Love it.
Hi. Hi,
What's up? Bartis.
So when they meet face-to-face at an event with the other engaged couples, Bartis's reaction to seeing Raven for the first time is uncalled for.
Look at her. She's wearing a tight dress. She has a great body. Beautiful smile, beautiful eyes. Of course she gets attention from guys.
He can't help but express his attraction to her in a way that does not bode well for his relationship with Nancy.
Raven's a baddie. Raven's 100% a smoke show.
In a confessional setting with the camera, he has no filter in expressing his opinion. Later, in bed with his fiancée, he first undermines Raven's relationship with SK, then explains why he and the trainer would make a better couple.
I don't want to sound up saying this, but I think if it was me and Raven would be closer to here, just sitting on my lap.
Nancy isn't pleased, and neither are we.
I'd love to see everybody for the first time. Raven's like the typical girl that I would go after in the real world. Like, she came down, she wearing the tight clothes. I was like, okay, she's a fucking smoke show. She's hot as shit. I was like, okay.
Number 6, Messica.
Jessica is a Messica tonight, okay? A mess.
One of the biggest players from season 1 is Jessica. She's the source of a lot of drama, mainly thanks to her pursuit of Matt Barnett despite his and her respective fiancés.
I'm gonna go after your dude. You know you. I know you, baby. I know you.
She also spends much of the season with a drink in her hand, often indulging. With a solid career, a nice home, and an adorable pet dog, the then 34-year-old obviously had a lot going for her.
You never struck me as the person that would go for Amber. And it's
weird
to see it all come together. I'm like,
You told me that a couple times.
However, her behavior under the influence is insanely cringeworthy. Whether it's flirting with Barnett in front of his girl or sharing a sip of wine with her dog, we're not a fan of her actions while intoxicated. We still can't believe she responded to Amber's threats by kissing her on the mouth. Number 5. Shayne being Shayne. We're confused by Shayne.
My mouth gets me in trouble. A lot.
His confidence borders on arrogance, which can get rather distasteful, but most of the time it's harmless. For instance, in the pods, he shows a weird amount of interest in what Shayne is wearing, but she doesn't seem to mind.
What are you wearing over there right now? Give me your outfit details.
He can be sweet at times, like when he meets Natalie's parents. However, every time we start to come around to the reality star, he says something weird.
Are you wearing that right dress for my mom?
For your mom.
Why? That'd be sexy.
What?
Sometimes he implies something sexual when it is very much not appropriate to do so. Other times, he just gives way too much info.
All right, I'm gonna take it number 2. I'll see you guys later. Seriously?
Whether or not you like him, you have to admit, Shayne gives off the heebie-jeebies. Number 4. Bartis and Nancy's intimate bathtub conversation. This pair's topic of discussion is not what we would expect from a newly engaged couple.
Have you ever unclogged the toilet?
They spend their first evening together after the pods in the bath, a classic act of romance. However, the dreamy atmosphere goes right out the door when Nancy asks Bartis what he would do in a given toilet emergency.
Like, let's say you didn't have a plunger. What if you were at your friend's house and Dookie in the toilet? And then what do you use to unclog the toilet?
The question isn't completely hypothetical since Nancy reveals she's been in that situation before.
Like, one time I didn't have a plunger and there was a situation, I was like...
Although both are bathroom fixtures, we would think it preferable to keep talk of the ivory throne away from sexy bath time. Bartis and Nancy might be getting clean, but we feel dirty.
I was like, let me just pretend this is a plunger and like let this shit go down, and it went down like butter.
Number 3. Matt gets aggressive. A common trigger of the ick is dating red flags.
How was the little conversation with Cole at the pool party?
Matt's reaction to his fiancée having a conversation with another male cast member is as crimson a flag as they come. After getting engaged to different people and leaving the pods, Cole approaches Colleen and takes part in some light flirtation.
For sure, like, you would be the person who I would go to in a bar. But
I'd approach you in a bar too, by the way.
Yeah.
We'd approach each other.
Yeah.
The ballerina reacts politely, and the two end the conversation on okay terms. Colleen's fiancé, Matt, however, is threatened by the interaction. He gets verbally aggressive with Colleen and follows her after she expresses a need for space, threatening to end the relationship.
We have 4 weeks to get married, and for you to tell people that they're attractive people as an engaged woman, he's a cute guy, and in the real world, whatever happens, happens, right?
No.
So me, right?
While there's an argument to be made for how she might have handled the interaction with Cole differently, Matt's domineering words and demeanor are nowhere near warranted or appropriate. Do better, Matt.
I'm fighting for you.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I only have eyes for you, Matt.
For what?
Number 2. Shake asks about weight.
I love buying clothes for girls. Yeah, what's your size?
Shake's first impression on the show leaves a bad taste in our mouths.
Would you like working out?
Yeah, not a huge fan.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh, I get along best with individuals that do work out.
From the beginning of the experiment in the pods, he tries to not so subtly determine his date's body sizes. From asking about clothing to exercise habits, he uses many methods.
If we were to be at a music festival, do you like being on a guy's shoulders?
Yeah, you're up for the challenge, you can pick me up?
Yeah. but will I have trouble picking you up?
He fails to demonstrate growth throughout the series and justifies his poor behavior at the reunion. Together again with his castmates, the veterinarian doubles down on his perspective, justifying his superficial taste in women.
I'm a tell-all. I'm gonna say what everyone's thinking at home.
No one else is on his side, not even hosts Nick and Vanessa. Unfortunately, Shayne never recovers from his bad vibe check.
His love is not purely blind to me.
Great, but then that's what I said. And all I said was you were on the wrong dating show.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Cameron rapping. At least Lauren's mom, Pamela, seems impressed.
I'm feeling like a kid with you. You're my main chick, those other girls are previews. Hop in the back, rolling up, then we're free to cruise.
435 days. It's okay to keep things to yourself sometimes.
And I'm just telling you, it's been 435 days.
435 days since what?
It's just been 435 days.
Are you talking about?
Yeah.
So you're talking about 435 days without sex?
Yeah.
And you've counted?
Baby talk. Why do these contestants always talk about procreating in such cringy ways?
He has a big head, so I'm a little nervous for my cervix, but he's so cute.
Raven exercises while Bartis opens up about his past. We're pretty sure this doesn't count as active listening.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's not even bad, but I see that was hard for you, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, you do your jumping jacks.
Number 1, Andrew's experiences. Although we appreciate open and honest discussions about sexuality, this conversation makes us uncomfortable.
The best sex that I've ever had has been transcendental.
Transcendental?
While on a pod date with Nancy, Andrew describes his past intimate relationship with an older partner. He articulates his sexual experiences in a way that definitely qualifies as TMI, especially on a first date, not to mention on camera.
So the girl that I dated in Bali, 41-year-old lady, she had a lot to teach me. A lot of that was around sex. That was my first experience doing orgasmic pleasure.
Andrew says it's Nancy who needs a teacher, but truthfully, we think it's he who could benefit from a lesson in dating.
I think you need a teacher, someone to sort of open your eyes, to awaken you to this.
His display during the show's confessionals only affirms our opinions. After being rejected by Nancy, Andrew uses eye drops to appear like he's crying over her.
I never thought I could care for someone that would bring me to tears.
The cast member's behavior is shady and gives off all sorts of ick.